Thank you all so much. I sure appreciate you all being here. Ray called me a few days ago and asked me if I'd come down and have a quick conversation with everyone before everything got going. And our district and our town, we're in a very unique spot here. We got really hammered in this last storm, and everyone's here because of that storm and the issues around that storm. We weren't the only ones that had problems during that storm. There were a lot that did, and I'm not going to speak to those problems. That's up for these guys to do. But what I do want to say is one thing that I keep hearing over and over and over again is about our road crew and about a couple of things there. One, the amount of money that we're able to pay them, that they don't get paid enough money. So we can't hire good people, not good people, but more people to be able to do the job. And I want to just talk real briefly about one of the reasons I think that is. We get taxed here in Phillips an incredible amount of money. We're at one time we're in the top tax bracket in the state. So we were paying a ton of money. A lot of that goes to our school district. That is an incredible budget that they have in our school district. We pay $10,150,000. I'm not sure what the warrant is, but that's what the budget said on it. And there are 600 kids there. That's almost $17,000 per child per year to go to school there. So this coming budget season, when it comes time to that, we need to take a strong, hard look at that so we can free up some money there. There needs to be some cuts there so we can take care of that. Selectmen Maine Power Company, as far as their response went, they had 300 crews out that were on standby. I got an email from Kathleen Newman, who is Joe Purrington's right-hand man. He's the president and CEO of Selectmen Maine Power Company. And she told me 300 crews were out. There were 220 tree crews that were out. So they did the best work that they possibly can. I was surprised we didn't lose it during the bad rain and windstorm. And I was really surprised we didn't. But as I said, they can address as far as the ground crew went. But I think what we need to do is look at this and look at the money on this. If we had more money in the budget and we don't want to raise taxes, we don't want ours to go back up again. And if we had more money there, we'd be able to put more crews on, have a plowing crew, have a cleanup crew, have them flip back and forth instead of depending upon two guys to completely go through and do everything. It's hard to do. So I think that's probably the biggest angle I think that we need to look at going down the road. So as far as the crew itself and the cleanup, we don't have to answer for that. But going down the road, we have to take a look at that. And one last thing I can say about that is, recently, or I think it was last year, was it, they put together the future planning committee at the school? And when the towns went in there and told the district that what the future planning was, taking a hard look at Mount Abrams, taking a hard look at the budget, and making some tough choices, they disbanded the committee. They paused it for 2 years.
That's not true.
No, they did not.
They did not. That's not true.
No, you have the school board chair here, and you have a school board member here. So
That's what I was told.
Yeah. Well, you were
You
totally
were told
correctly.
wrong.
One way or another, okay, then I'm wrong. They didn't disband it, okay? But they're not going back.
No, they are going back. They put it on hold for the time being. While that they got figured out what was accomplished by what was done with the reconfiguration of the district. Once we figure out those numbers and what we've already saved, at that point, the committee will start up again. But it's hard to make changes when you don't even know what you've accomplished so far.
It's hard to pay that kind of money, okay? It really is in a community like this. It's incredible. We need to look at hard tax cut, hard budget cuts in the school district. And that's something we'll be taking up in the next budget.
So we should rob our children of an education because our town can't manage and logistically take care of our town.
No comments,
roads.
no questions, please.
It's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
I've only got 1 more minute. That's not really true, okay? There's a lot of places we gotta take a look at. And that's one of them. We got to take a look and find out why it's gone so far out of control and why it's not coming back down. And it has to come down some. So we have to take a hard look at that And if we can free up money there, then we can put more money into the roads, we can put more money into bigger crews, and we can take care of that.
Or we could take care of our town and make the logistics correct, and then give more money to our education, to the children that are growing up in this town. To rob our children of an education or to take money out of our educational budget to plow roads is ridiculous. Maybe we need a better management system so that the roads are better maintained on a more dollar per mile amount that makes more sense, and then we could give more money back to our children. That's a ridiculous statement to keep saying we're going to cut.
After Mike has given his presentation, we need to operate this meeting efficiently, and this is not the way to do it.
Okay.
We'll get to that.
Efficiently wouldn't be standing up in a little building either.
Here,
what we
let me
pay
finish what I'm
for.
saying.
Nailed
Let me
it.
finish what I'm saying. Okay, I've got about one more minute left, and then they can go on to the road thing. But that's going to be an issue that we're going to be looking at hard, that we have to look at in this coming budget season for the school, how we can actually save some money there. And it's not robbing anyone of education. We've got to look at all the areas within the school budget and find out exactly where we can do it. It's an incredible amount of money, $17,000 per kid. And people talk about it all the time. We have some here in the room that haven't, but I've had dozens of people discuss it with me that that's an issue. So we're going to be looking at that. So that's basically all I have to say. Thanks a lot for your attention. I sure appreciate it.
Yeah, that's it. I hope we can spend $35,000 per kid.
We're gonna do this.
That's the future of our town. It's ridiculous.
We will deal with this in a minute, please. Okay. Thank you, Mike. We appreciate your comments and the information you're giving us. Thank you for coming down. I'd like to call now on the town manager has kept up right to the minute with everything that has been happening. She's gotten your information right from the road commissioner on what is going on all the time, what roads they're on, where they are, how long are they going to be on the roads, the difficult problems they're having on the roads, the hours they've been plowing steady. So Maureen, the floor is yours. No interruptions, please. No questions.
I'll start with the fact that you're talking about people.
Can you speak up louder, please?
Sure. We advertised all summer for more road. Maybe stand up and, excuse me. And we have now our three. We've operated with 3 people and Collins for winter roads for years and years and years. We now have the 3. During this storm, which was an unusual storm, and I don't think anybody here can say that it wasn't, we had 2 people that had the flu, one that worked through it, one that had to leave. The new call-in driver that has not even been shown around to the roads because he was just hired, had the flu, couldn't come in. And we have applications out for other new call-in drivers. So we can't pay what Poland Spring has been paying. People have been robbing them back and forth from different towns. We're not the only town in this situation. This has been going on for a while. So communication is the key here. And the communication has to be improved a little bit better. There were some misses in the communication. There were roads that had trees down. There were electric fire going on so that they couldn't pass through. What else can I say about it? You can't plow a road that has a live wire going. If we have people come in to help, which is great, if we can do that. I try to look at this to equate it to, CMP has a lot of people that come in to help. They have a lot of people that still have power, but the roads are clear now, okay? They clear. We do what we can do. We agree that there was a challenge.
Why are your roads done, cleaned up?
Excuse me?
Why are your roads done and cleaned up? Did you have to call in help?
As a matter of fact, we spoke about the road over here, and is there something wrong with calling in help? No. There was something wrong with the road over here.
There's when you got your own equipment to do it.
Okay.
Nailed it.
This is a state aid road, if that's what you're talking about, the help.
What about the back of the river?
How about?
How about
That's
Sunday,
what-
142?
That is Avon's.
How about your grade?
Or Monday,
It's still
142.
Phillips Houses.
Or Tuesday,
It
142.
is Avon that is plowing that road.
How does
It's
Carlin
State
Road
aid
get
road.
plowed?
Excuse me?
Please, let Maureen finish what she has to say. She's probably gonna answer your question before you ask them.
So those are state aid roads you're talking about, and when there are issues with those state aid roads, we're required to plow those roads and we are required to sand those roads. But any of the maintenance that goes to those roads needs to be done by the state. A lot of
why you
these
get an
roads are
LRAP
not taken
fund.
care of during the summertime, and there's no place to put the snow to plow, once it comes back in with flooding.
First summer of the year, no place but the snow.
Which Glenn could probably answer better than I could.
142 was just paving, because I worked the paving out there.
Okay.
So if there was flooding on that road, it's not because of the paving
The
out
flooding
there.
would happen because of the conditions that we've had.
There's no flooding.
On
142.
Sunday, I drove 142 from Phillips to Sugarloaf, and there I plowed it with my Impala at 8 a.m.
Thank you.
Safety first.
On Sunday morning, I drove 142 from Phillips to Sugarloaf. I plowed it with my Impala.
That's
Okay,
illegal.
well, we're not.
Safety
I don't have a plow on the front, but the bumper did a great fucking job.
Are you looking for a private contract?
You know,
Are you looking for a
I got all the way there in my car.
I'll give you a plastic plow.
All right.
Salem on,
Yes, now-
tar.
Now, just a minute, please.
And they have a crew
Two
too.
people have spoken. Two people need to speak to answer some of your questions. And then we are going to listen to all of your questions that you have and see if we can answer them so that when, like I said before, when you go home, you feel comfortable that you've gotten some information from the. We work for you people. We do it.
Right! Right!
The smartest thing I've heard all day.
I'll feel comfortable when we have somebody to run a town.
Yeah, and I would like to make one comment that Maureen didn't make. One guy worked 30 hours straight, non-stop, come in to fill up with diesel and salt and sand and go right back out 30 hours straight. Then he comes down.
Good for him. Good for him.
Then the other two guys had to take
30 hours a
off the road and work
Isn't that
another.
illegal though?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that.
It's against the labor
Yeah,
laws?
yeah. Oh, no, it's against driving laws of any commercial license. I have a commercial license.
35
I believe it
hours
is, isn't it? 12 hours. 15
What?
hours.
That's part of the job. Just a minute, just a select board meeting, and you can speak after. I appreciate.
When you don't want to
I
listen.
appreciate
Oh, gosh.
I know you ladies are gonna be first. I know you're anxious.
That's sexist.
I'm not anxious. I'm
Okay,
angry.
now I'm gonna let the
You go, girl.
road commissioner speak and give a detailed report of what happened. He was on the road and he knows exactly what happened.
has he turned his gun off?
He wasn't on mine. He couldn't make it up.
First, we thought we was only gonna end up with probably about 6 inches because it snowed very, very light, but we stayed on.
26 inches.
Came in for a regular day at 7 a.m. on Friday. Stayed right through all Friday night. All Saturday. Went home.
Dude, I keep an eye on you, so be careful what you say here.
It's a small town.
Worked all Saturday. Naturally, we take breaks. We're entitled to breaks. We're entitled to a meal. We're entitled to go to the bathroom. Hello?
35 hours of going to the bathroom?
Yeah. Going home at 5 o'clock and turning
Is that
off
what
the
I
phone?
said? When it's only snowing a half an inch in 3 hours, are you gonna plow the road 3 times for a half an inch of snow?
I don't know. You plowed my road twice. Plowed my road twice when it was snowing half an inch, and then not once again for another 4 days.
Glenn, you're gonna keep on.
Didn't the town manager just say this was about the last storm, which wasn't a half an inch in 3 hours, it was
You
3
can't answer
inches
these
and
questions now, Glenn.
1
I want you to
hour?
keep on speaking, please. They've gotta get this information.
So we stayed
Information.
on, and the snow started coming down heavy in the morning. Around 2 a.m., 1:30, 2 a.m., started coming down. I had drivers on the road that could hardly see the road. I could hardly see the road. It was coming down very fast. Okay, we kept going on our routes, kept going around, plowing. Then we started having problems with trees down, wires down. They couldn't make it through certain roads. They had to shut down Reed's Mills. And then in the morning, I had to call in another driver. He got stuck. I had to go and get him out. He got the plow hooked around the telephone pole. We had to get the truck out because the truck was blocking the road. Couldn't bring a wrecker in because there was snow in front of the truck. He could only be pulled backwards. To get him to be pulled backwards, we had to take the snow plow off the truck and get it out. While I'm doing this, I can't be downtown plowing my downtown route because the other two guys are doing their route.
But the town office got plowed out.
Well, looked good too, they had a good passable section.
Every town had issues. Every town had breakdowns.
Kingsfield looked great.
Tim, would you give us a word, please? Enlighten us.
Well, you know, I've been around here 76 years. This is the first time I've ever seen anything like this. So that's number one. Number two, it was a hell of a storm, you all know it. And I'm hoping that you were all prepared by listening to the news, and you had what you had to have, so you didn't have to go out.
Work.
To get in the way.
Work.
Work.
To pay our taxes.
4 days.
Right.
And I'm not listening to anything you're saying, I'm talking. That's it.
Oh.
Excuses.
Now, I've seen a lot of snowstorms. I've been out on trucks. I was a selectman for 13 years ago. We didn't have the kind of equipment these guys got now. But I'm telling you what, when you get this kind of a snow, and you can't see from here to there, in the truck, you're in trouble. That snow is just blinding white. It slows you down. You can't go 30 miles an hour anymore. You can go maybe 15, maybe 10, but you can't. You've got to take care of yourself. It's dangerous as hell.
By 5.
You guys got to realize that. So you were all safe. Everybody there was all safe. Didn't call somebody. And the first thing they were down, got all the trucks. They would have made a beeline to somebody with trouble. Nobody, as far as I know, called anybody to say they were in jeopardy. So.
You have the red Facebook.
I guess my point is you had a couple of sick men here, you did. That's right. But they should have somebody they can call in if they can find somebody to do it. We got enough people right here. I know
It's illegal. We were told it was illegal.
They can be illegal. What you gotta do is put them on as, it's not hired labor, it's casual labor.
They have to all have their insurances. They
You
all
gotta have
to-
insurance.
yeah.
No,
It's not like it was-
So we gotta pay more money for insurance so that we can plow our roads because you guys can't. Good deal.
Okay, I'll take it out of my taxes.
Yeah, no problem. I'll send you guys a bill.
Car repairs would be.
And whether you drive.
Oh, if I could wreck Sunday, I would have loved the new car from Phillips.
I couldn't.
And being that it was the first real storm, there's no
Yeah.
set places where there's snowbanks, so you can see where you're going.
No, it was a tough storm.
And then we got hit with another one, and we got another one coming this weekend, so.
Are we prepared for that one?
Rain.
Why do you guys take a break during the legal, like the downtime, 10 to 4, it's all over the place.
Every other town.
10 to
You
4,
know
they
what?
kinda
You
take
guys
the
have shut
downtime.
off that Facebook shit.
No.
Oh, so we're not supposed to talk? Yeah.
Don't get information.
Yeah, no information.
Only place we get information.
Maybe you should turn it on. What a piece of shit. I'm sorry. That was the most piece of shit statement I've ever heard.
Sorry, Tim.
Hey, here's a better idea.
This is why this
All
town
you
is
people
failing.
show up for town meeting.
Yeah, we're here. Right now.
Lesson learned.
Yeah, well, good.
What's your role in the town, sir? Excuse me.
Why don't you take a
What's your
ride up
role in
on
the town?
Davenport Hill?
Don't need to, I've been there.
What's your
Really?
role?
Yeah.
What's your role in
Do
the
you have
town to be
washouts on
telling
your
us what
roads
we're
that are
gonna
3
do?
feet deep and they're not gonna do anything about it?
I don't know where you live.
Obviously.
Doesn't matter.
What's
But you
your
just
role?
said you were up there.
I've been up on the hill.
Obviously not recently.
Davenport Flat?
Go from Davenport Flat up to Reedfield Road.
Going up to see Don.
And what's your role in the town?
Road's fine for
Yeah,
them.
what exactly is your role in this town? Are you just here to support them?
I'm nothing, that's what I was gonna tell you.
So you got a chance.
You got to speak, but we
So
don't.
you got a chance to
Man
speak,
knows
So
something.
you're telling
and the
us to
town
shut
is
up
can't.
with no power?
You're telling us to shut off Facebook and not talk amongst each other, and you're not even part of our town.
See, they do.
Bye bye.
Now,
Have a nice day.
Questions in an orderly form, only one person, please, speak at a time, and I'm gonna call on.
Have a wonderful night, sir. Bye bye.
Public comment sheet up there.
I have-
Going by.
I have.
Nobody wants to ask him nothing
We're
anyway.
taking minutes.
He doesn't know nothing.
Okay?
That's good, I'm glad. I think.
Oh, because nobody in here likes him.
I haven't learned anything yet. My brain got dumb.
We are learning things.
At least I'm high.
We're learning how retarded society is.
Please, quiet, please.
I was the one that put on Facebook when the next selectmen's meeting was, because I was just watching and listening and reading. There was a lot of concerns. I'm not here to spew anger, to say mean words or anything. I think we all have concerns and we need to address these issues. And I think it goes further than just one storm.
Yep.
I am part of the budget committee, just as Tim was. He is part of the town. I'm on the budget committee too. And, I have the figures that we are paying Mr. Gaudette $70,506. As Mike said, we don't pay enough. I feel like that is a lot. I feel like that's with everything, insurance, everything, yes. Let me make that clear, that's everything. It's still a lot more than me, but it's everything. But, as Mike said, it is a lot of money. How he, I'm kind of biased, but he kind of diverted it to schools when we're here, not talk about schools. But my feeling is it's not just the snowstorm that we're talking about. Every day throughout the summer, this summer, last summer, every storm that we had last year. This isn't just this storm. My husband's complaining about the ditches, the grading, you name it, everything. So I don't mind paying him $70,000 complete, insurance, everything.
If the job's done.
Right.
I feel like we have a bigger problem here than one snowstorm.
Agreed.
Nailed it, Tammy.
Management.
And I feel like we're not managing to make sure that everything is getting done. Now, Maureen said that she kept in touch with him. So, and I'm certainly not calling you a liar. You were on the phone with him, and you quoted to the newspaper what he told you. That, what I read in the newspaper is not the way it was. But that was just one storm. Again, I think we got a bigger picture here to look at. I'm gonna end by just saying, what is the protocol for, having a special town meeting? I think we need a bigger place, a time when everyone in the town can come that wants to, and I think it needs to be soon, not wait till June.
Right.
Yeah.
I agreed.
I second that.
Or you can get a petition of your townspeople of 10% of your townspeople population.
If the board wasn't trying to hide anything, perhaps they would do the right thing.
Excuse me?
Make it happen.
Excuse me?
If the board was not trying to hide anything, perhaps you guys would do the right thing and call the special town meeting.
Well, I don't know what we're trying to hide. Maybe you can tell me what we're trying to hide, and I'm unaware of it.
Trying to cover each other's
I mean, the
asses
newspaper
with
article
this.
was not correct. I mean, that was a.
Well,
The newspaper article was.
they call that fake news, I believe.
No, they call that quoting our town manager.
Right.
I was given information during the storm, after the storm, etc. So that's the information I passed along. None of that
I
was,
respect
none of
that,
that was.
but maybe you were
All right, as I said at the beginning of this meeting, I said that communication could be improved. I believe that the communication could be improved.
When you
This
leave.
is something that is very important to me and very important to all of us. This is not all one person or all one thing, and nobody's certainly trying to not do jobs. I have to say that I believe that the grading has been done much better in some cases than it's seen in the past. I've been through 3 road commissioners, so I cannot say that there is something wrong with that. Petitioning is done as is needed, where the money is available. You know, we have projects that we're working on that, you know, and we have not got the road crew. By the way, I'll go back to that again. We don't have a full, we have not had a full complement for years. People don't want to work for town.
I applied, I have my CDL and I was told I don't have enough experience to plow the roads here. Oh, some experience.
Or maybe privatize it. If we can't find enough people, then privatize it and contractually obligate our private companies.
Nailed it.
I don't have any experience, I have my CDL.
So you didn't talk to me. You didn't talk to the town.
And Hunter Biden's laptop is fake.
And the border secure.
Border secure.
But I do have.
Can you hold this up again? Yes, sir. I'm sorry. Losing all blood in hands.
We're talking about the same person. I tried to get him, and he would not work. So I'm not throwing anybody into the bus.
Okay, this was just at the
I'd
beginning.
like to call on the gentleman with a pretty hat.
I've lived here pretty near all my life. My name's Ruben Campbell, and when Steve Haynes did the roads here, he had 3 guys. And less equipment. And we didn't have any problems. We had the ice storm. We didn't have roads unplowed. There's an issue. A big issue.
We had 3 feet on Garland Road that year. I stand amended.
I've seen snow 4 feet, and Grandpa was a wingman, and they had the roads all plowed. You just said you had a full crew. Never a shitstorm like this.
About this last storm.
Okay.
I've lived on Pleasant Street for 7 years, and the winter town maintenance has sucked all 7 years. I don't know why anybody with a brain bigger than the size of a peanut is piling snow, burying the stop sign at the corner of Main Street and Bridge Street there.
Yep.
How much of a pain in the ass it is coming off Bridge Street with a tractor trailer trying to look right down Main Street and make sure you're not gonna take somebody else. Yeah,
Right on Main Street.
That's not even just this year. This has been
this
year for years.
Years?
I'm talking about last year, last summer, or excuse me, last winter.
Okay.
They plowed for 4 consecutive days after the storm was done.
Okay.
You go over to Andover, which is Smalls and Phillips, and the roads are bare.
Okay. Glenn, can you take care of that? All right, just like that. All you gotta do is let us know. There's a problem.
Shouldn't be creating more problems.
I'll call you every storm until you do your job.
Okay, the lady here with the glasses, please.
Can I just read my speech, because I'm gonna have a heart attack. Can I use your space? All right.
Yeah, you go right ahead. The floor is yours uninterrupted.
Yes, thank you, Mrs. Bordeaux. Glad you educate our children. I'm gonna read this. I graduated from Mount Abram, I can read. Maine law requires that a town way be kept open and in repair as to be safe and convenient for travelers with motor vehicles. If a municipality fails to meet this repair obligation, 3 or more responsible persons may petition the county commissioner to order the municipality to repair the town way. Do you agree with that?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Repair the town way or plow the town way?
Oh, it has to be kept open and
Okay.
repaired for safe travel.
Very good.
Okay?
Very good.
All right. So with a public works budget of over $500,000, I think our town manager and our road commissioner owe the entire community a better explanation of why so many roads remained unplowed through that major snowstorm in mid-December that did dump 24 plus inches of snow on our town. Ms. Haley, our town manager, reported to the Daily Bulldog that our road crew was out for 35 plus straight hours, and I have the printed copy. If anybody hadn't read it, I got it. You haven't read that? Oh.
Good time.
It's fake news.
Misquoted.
Biden won the election.
The crews were out 35 plus hours straight to keep roads clear, and that each route takes approximately 5 hours to complete. Again, I graduated from Mount Abram, which Mr. Walesky doesn't believe in. He doesn't believe that we're educating our kids.
Cut that budget.
Even with a brutal snowstorm, at 5 hours, we double that time, that's 10 hours, right? 5 plus 5 is 10?
Correct.
Everybody agree?
Yes, ma'am.
Each route still should have been done 3 times. That still allows 5 hours to unstuck the guy stuck on whatever road that is.
And to go pee and eat.
Say 2 inches per hour in 10 hours.
But every other town.
My road didn't get plowed from Friday until Tuesday afternoon.
It's accumulation, it was route
It
timing.
takes approximately 5 hours
That's correct.
to plow a route. So in a brutal snowstorm,
On a regular basis.
in a brutal snowstorm, 5 plus 5, that's doubling the time for each route, would be 10 hours. Is that correct?
Correct, I would say so.
Triple it because
So,
of the
in
snow.
35 hours, each route should have been plowed at least twice.
Okay.
Correct?
If that's the way you're going with it, yes.
It's
However,
math.
Math is hard.
other times that they have to go back to get
Because we don't pay the school enough.
I didn't say it took 5 hours, you did.
And we want to cut the budget more.
in that statement, that at 2 inches per hour for 5 hours, you'll have 10 inches of snow.
That's
what she
right.
said.
When you came around to the next.
And I do not disagree that when snow is coming down that hard, I do not want the plow truck out, because it is dangerous. But, early Saturday morning, it was very light snow. And I didn't see a plow truck on my road until late Sunday afternoon.
Tuesday for me.
Do not give me the CMP crap,
I'm not going
because
to, we're not going to give you.
Parlin Road?
I will say.
We had locals plow our road.
Issues with a lot of the
Like literally locals will plow us on the road. That was it.
I live right past my town office, or town garage, and they even touch it, and it's still shut.
You should set up a camera pointing at the town garage. I'll pay for it. I'll pay for your I'll pay for your Wi-Fi to live feed it right to Facebook.
okay, the road wasn't plowed. The sheriff called and said, I can't get up that road. How would you feel if that were one of your loved ones?
Yeah.
Absolutely, I'm with you.
So don't give me an excuse about why it
I
can't
am
be done.
not giving
You are.
excuses. I
You
am
listed
simply
one
saying-
after another in the Daily Bulldog.
Amen.
You are the town manager. There is no excuse for you not having the correct information to report.
Okay.
So you're saying it's unsafe for a truck driver to go through power lines that are down? Because East Madrid Road was down with wires, and so was Dry Corner. They both had wires down.
Not until late Sunday afternoon.
No, it was Saturday night. Saturday night, the power came down, because I lost my power.
Right, so they should have been able to plow Saturday morning.
And Friday evening.
Oh, Friday night.
To fix it, you can't go through a power line, it's down.
Well, it didn't go down until Saturday night.
I didn't lose my power until Saturday afternoon.
There's no power lines on my road down. Just saying.
There was fucking pine tree. No, it was a gray birch, sorry.
Do you go on Park Street right now? It's craters this big.
I can honestly
Like, I
say,
would have had to go 5 miles.
you may have been, but the crews were mismanaged.
I certainly don't drive around with a crew.
You're their man.
Maybe
Well,
we should.
It's easy if you don't have to work.
And she drives by my house.
Said her home on a $3,000 laptop.
That I could go on and on about things. I've lived in Phillips for 20 plus years, and in those 20 plus years, we have had snowstorms like that, believe me.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
We live in
We
Maine.
never had the issues that we had with this crew.
Yeah.
You go, girl.
I am not pointing fingers because, believe me, I know how difficult it is. What I'm asking you is in the future, you need to do better.
You've already spoken that.
And if you can't do better, then you both need to step aside and find somebody that can do it.
All right. Amen. Yeah. Bye-bye.
Amen.
My one last thing is, where I can rent from
Strong has 5 selectmen.
Where the new culvert went in.
They run the town just fine.
Right after you go through. There's washouts 3 feet deep on each side of that road, and there's a huge mound of frozen sand. If a wing hits that, 1, you're gonna rip the wing off. 2, you're gonna crash. And I don't wanna see a town truck, a school bus, or myself in those ditches. And I've heard that by Virgin Sweet
Oh, right there, yeah.
and I've heard that you're not going to fix that.
I don't know.
That, I'm just saying that's an issue, because it needs to be fixed. If the school bus gets over there, we're in big trouble.
What's the story on that, guys? When's that gonna be done? What are your plans?
We've got Ross ads that we've got to look at, and then we'll be up there after that.
Right after that?
The 1 o'clock break.
Okay. Well, thank you, dear. We appreciate you getting up and giving us an education.
Yeah. Someone has to. You don't even know how to run a town.
Okay, the lady with a piece of paper, yes, you please. I know you're anxious to come up and,
Let's hire more family members.
Could I have a sweater on my
Let's buy a selfie stick, son.
Yeah. Let the lady have her say, please. It's very important.
As I stand here tonight and see the people, obviously there is a concern from the latest storm, December 16th to the 18th, that dumped approximately 23 inches of snow. Tonight you will hear information I'm sure you have heard or read before, which just shows the ongoing community concern over the roads in our area. I would like to say that this is the first time this has ever happened and has been a continually yearly problem. People are reaching to this, and we want answers and not excuses. We believe that unpreparedness, lack of communication, and poor management over the last several years contributes to our latest concern. I will start with the unpreparedness that seemed to have occurred. When I had left for a holiday gathering, the roads were covered in a slush snow. This was on Friday night, and it was still coming down pretty good. Not heavy, but pretty good. At this point, I was surprised to learn that there was no one out to address the onset of the storm. I will not say I know when the crew finally went out as I went to bed. What I do know is when I woke to see the amount of snow we had gotten, I knew, or should I say, I presumed our crews would be out and that roads would be cleared or in the works of being cleared. Wow, was I taken aback when I read all of the statements Saturday evening stating that, in fact, the roads had never been touched, and many comments also stating privately contracted plow drivers were unable to get to driveways to clear them out. I had a guy who contracts several driveways in this county contact me. He was unable to get to 4 of his driveways, and his men drive ton trucks.
I couldn't get home. I had to have a 4-wheel drive come get me.
On the same evening, December 17th, 7:45 p.m., as Maureen, I was out with my husband plowing. I saw that the trucks were tucked away, sound asleep, and the road commissioner was headed home. Totally understandable, as they needed to sleep to get back up and start again. As the daughter of a 40-year road person, I have seen him sleep 3 to 4 hours and get up again and start on those roads.
2 hours.
Now, between Saturday evening and Sunday, there was no communication. Sunday morning, no town government found it necessary to update the public for multiple reasons. Number 1, being safety of its citizens, only to find that the town manager had reached out to the Daily Bulldog with information, but still no update to the website where most townspeople go look for updates. How would people know to find information on the Bulldog? Again, the Phillips website gave no reasoning, which if we were paying for the website, shouldn't we have pertinent updates on this site? And in this day and age, with all the social media that is free and checked multiple times a day, maybe consider this instead of paying for a website the town management does not use. A forum many other towns find quite useful. Kingfield is very successful with their social media.
Yeah.
On a side note, towns also have a debit machine in town clerks.
Yeah.
Some of the many things that seem to be lacking in our community. But if the rumors are true, we have a $10,000 printer bought from ARPA funds. Maybe this hefty investment could have been used to run some flyers about what was going on with our road conditions and hung from business windows so we knew what was going on. Now let me address management or lack thereof. Whose responsibility is it to make sure the crew is out? Whose responsibility is it to make sure days before the storm the equipment is up to par, as we were given a week's notice to prepare for this storm? That should have been checked every half hour to an hour to make sure no updates were on this storm. Why were chains not installed on the grader with a storm like this for cleaning? As I remember, this day, they were very effective many years ago. Why were routes not mapped out for every road and at least gone over once by Saturday afternoon? Please do not use your miles or the amount of snow or even the number of employees, as these excuses are not legitimate. We have had snow, small crews, and miles for years. This lack of management skills is getting ahead of the storm and being prepared. The poor management of our roads over the last several years has become a major concern to the townspeople. What would your legitimate excuse be had there been an emergency and an ambulance or a fire truck was not able to get to the scene? The town ultimately would have been responsible.
Big fine.
If miles is your concern, why did anybody think of picking up the phone and calling Tyson Chase and ask if he could drop and clear up the 5 miles of roads that he had to drive through from Madrid to East Madrid to continue his route? I'm sure he would have helped if asked. Did management take a look at the scene as a whole and say, what can we do to make this safe for our citizens? I would say not, since the state had to come in and clean us up. And before you say that we have funds for that, yes, you do. However, they were not needed if a plan was in place. That is money that could have sat on in a case of real disaster, not one caused by poor management. Does management have a plan in case of another major storm? Is the grader now ready to tackle our roads if needed, or is it parked at another corner where it will sit for a week and take a nap? We will have routes in place, or will we continue back and forth on the same roads over and over, because that is what the drivers are directed to do. Make sure Sand Hill is covered, make sure Pinkham Hill is covered, make sure Torrey Hill is covered, to hell with Toothaker Pond, East Madrid, or any side roads. I think we should hear from the road commissioner and the town manager on actions that are being made to ensure that we can handle our own town and or look into the past and see how things were done on time and with pride. Something I have not seen for years in this community. Maybe work on that. I would also like to state again that the social media works and that this meeting should have been live streamed for the people who may not be able to make it due to health concerns, lack of transportation, or just unable to attend due to having children at home.
Well, the road still ain't plowed.
Furthermore, did anyone call anyone that previously worked for this town and say, hey, this is a problem. I know you ran over a mailbox and you couldn't work the summer, but could you come out and run a plow truck for us? Yeah, he probably would have. Because he cares about people's safety. He may not have done exactly what you wanted, but after 40 some odd years doing roads, he'd have come out here in the middle of the night and he'd worked longer hours than you'd ever seen.
Whoopsies.
At 74 years old, he's got more knowledge.
Thank you.
Thank you. Just want to say I do have all this on video. I'll post it or send it to anybody who wants to get in contact with me.
So he had left in good terms, and he said that he would not go out and plow, not to one.
You can't. Actually, Jenna, I told him I didn't want him plowing, but he would have if he had been asked, because that's the type of man he is, and anybody that knows him in this area knows he's the type of man that would have stepped up for this town. But if my mother had
Why don't you open the door? Yeah. To the outside.
That outside door looks amazing.
Used up someone else's time.
Been all night. It's probably cold out there.
I'd like to call on Dawn for a minute. Dawn, you've been up here a number of years, over 40 years, and you've been on Torrey Hill. Have you seen Okay.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of road situations and everything. I just want
Could you speak up so that...
I just want to preface what I'm saying is that this big storm that we did have, I've plowed, my little operation, just people's driveways and extensive driveways. It was the most difficult storm I recall in many years. I have a 1-ton Ford. I put my ice chains on. I still got stuck broadside most of slip sideways. I won't go in the front.
Yeah.
It's a Boss B plow, and you know,
Isn't that the guy that?
I did wait
think so.
until
No.
3 o'clock Saturday afternoon.
You're right.
I don't know the circumstances with the road crew as to why they weren't able to do Wheeler Hill or Parlin Road. I understand from a neighbor that there was a tree down and electrical lines on Parlin Road, so that kind of explains that part probably.
Somebody
I
else cleaned
had
it just fine.
caretaking responsibilities for 2 houses up on Torrey Hill. A number of years ago, we had, as you recall, I don't recall exactly when this was, 3 or so years ago, we had a wicked storm, and all the power was out on Torrey Hill. I came across a CMP truck. They were repairing what they could then. I went further up and came to those fields at Bob and Karen Thorndike's, and it was drifted 6 or 7 feet deep, so that was the end of that route. I came in the other way to go to those 2 houses to find out that the generators had not come on. I had to get my come in and install. Anyway, I guess the story is that I had to get up to those houses this route last storm. So I plowed my way out. Did meet the town truck on Wheeler Hill, pulled off to the side to let them by and ascertained my situations for the caretaking.
Okay.
But I guess, you know, I get too long-winded here, but it was a very difficult storm. I mean, the places I did plow took me 2 and 3 times longer, and I got stuck 4 times in 24 hours, where I had to dig myself out. So, you know, you got all the issues with promptness and crews and everything else. I'm just conveying to you the fact that this was a very difficult storm, more difficult than I've come across in quite a few years.
Thank you, Don.
Don, thank you for plowing our road. I'd love to hook up with you and throw you some money for that. I'll take it off the tax bill. I really appreciate you helping us out on the Parlin Road.
And miscommunications was a plow truck driver that plowed for 30 hours straight. He was told to let the road commissioner know how his roads were. Was there any further roads on his route that needed to be done? He didn't. He went right home, went to bed, and he had to have medical attention. He was out for, I don't know, 3 or 4 days or whatever it was. And the road commissioner didn't know about it until somebody started calling up.
Shouldn't the road commissioner be
But
writing his roads?
didn't he get notified the guy was going home?
No. The guy went home first
Oh, okay.
and couldn't find him. Didn't know where he was. So he called his house. There he was.
Yeah.
Go ahead, lady.
I have a couple of questions first.
Is he fired?
Is the road crew allowed to get overtime?
Yes.
Okay.
That is after they have worked 40 hours. They can work all night long. If they don't have their 40 hours in, they don't get overtime until they put in 40 hours straight.
That's ridiculous.
The reason I'm asking that is 40 hours. It has been reportedly said repeatedly that when they do get overtime, they then have to take days off, so they're not getting paid for that overtime. That, I'm throwing that out there, that is a general consensus among the town, that that's what happens.
And is it correct?
You want to answer that, Maureen?
That's untrue. They work their hours and then they get their overtime.
Okay. My next question is, Len, no offense, honestly, no offense whatsoever. How much experience did you have when you took the road commissioner job?
I had worked my own business in logging for about 20 years, so I had experience with some heavy equipment.
But no snow plowing? No.
Just on a small scale.
Okay.
Can you run a grader?
Wait, let me finish. Let me finish, please.
The lady has the floor, please.
So, knowing that, which I kind of already knew, you have at least 5, probably closer to 10, state of Maine DOT employees that live in Avon, Phillips, Madrid, Salem, this surrounding area. Would it not have been beneficial to go to at least one of those employees and say, can you help me with logistics on how to take care of these roads? Summer, winter, spring, and fall. Help me with logistics. And I guarantee you that at least 2 out of those 10 men that work for DOT, past or present, would have jumped up and said, by all means, because it's gonna help our town. You also have private plow drivers that have been doing it for years. And there's several in this room that would have gladly said to you, by all means, let me help.
Communication.
It's communication.
Planning.
If at any point in time, someone doesn't know what they're doing, they should go to people that are experts in it.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Glenn has taken snow and ice classes.
There's nothing like on the road experience.
Snow and ice classes. Did he pass? I understand, snow and ice classes will only get you so far.
Let's let Maureen speak. She has the floor, please. This is a select board meeting, not information. Please,
But I had the
I'm
floor.
asking you, would you please?
Yes.
I was simply responding that Glenn has classes, they all go to classes, snow and ice and other classes that are involved for snow plowing, he's got experience, he's been doing it for years.
I was asking about when he was hired, did he have any
He had been
experience?
plowing before that, before he was.
He answered.
He answered.
He already answered the
Here
question.
in town. He was hired here in town
Yeah.
before he became.
He's done his driveway. I can do my driveway with a scoop.
Wonderful experience, especially, I'm sorry, you've got 3 men, actually one's out in the car, 3 men, 2 of them in this room, that have worked for DOT for years, that have a lot more experience. Had he gone to them and said, we have a 2-foot storm coming, is there any way you guys could give me a little bit of advice, let me finish, Maureen, a little bit of advice to get us past this storm? Or can you think of anybody that would come in and help us? Anything with this 2-foot storm? Or
Hindsight
going.
is 20/20.
Okay, so the next storm we can expect to see that,
I would ask
right?
the gentlemen in here that have had experience plowing heavy equipment to let us know, put your name down, come in, sign up, that you would be willing to help out the town.
You just said
Would you do that?
to do that though. They have to be insured.
Would you do that?
You got a paper, I'll put my name down right now.
Right here.
My other question
Right
is,
here.
on nice days, regular work week, Monday through Friday, when it's not a holiday, Monday through Friday, are we doing snow removal? Because trying to pull out of the side roads in town is dangerous. Dangerous, to the point of, I'm creeping halfway into the road to be able to see if there's a car coming at me.
I almost got hit on the way here coming out of.
So that's my next.
Probably
question. Learning about snow removal, Main Street, Pleasant Street, Dodge Road, any of these town roads that have 10-foot snowbanks that we can't see around.
We have done some of that already, as time allows. Now we've got roadwork. So we've got to switch from winter mode to summer mode to take the plows off. Dig into a frozen gravel bank with the excavator, break it open. Get everything ready and start doing some road work. And then be able to switch back to winter mode again if the storm comes, be ready for that. So we've got our challenges.
I sincerely hope that nobody gets into an accident because of 10-foot snowbanks.
Yeah. I have a pretty valuable question on that one. So if my car gets plowed into because you guys haven't cleared the streets, who's responsible for that? My insurance or yours? Just legitimately curious because it's already almost happened. So if I get plowed into and I'm seriously injured, is that my responsibility or yours because the roads aren't safe?
That's tort law and it's called negligence.
Yes.
And therefore the town would be responsible.
Because everybody in this room is taking that risk right now.
And you guys wanna sign this?
I did.
You do, I mean, you wanna plow, you wanna
No,
plow.
he wants to speak.
He wants to speak.
He's had his hands raised the whole day.
I'm calling the pretty ladies first, you guys don't wanna step in front of them. Let them-
I want him to speak. I'm pretty. He can speak.
Apparently, I'm pretty.
Should have put on my
Guys, listen, this is a good question.
Alright, here it is. So I'm hearing that you don't know when roads are done because men go home, but you see, in my mind, your job is to drive around and see every road.
Pretty simple.
Well, maybe if we pay him double, he can plow and drive around.
Well, maybe you should.
When you're plowing, you're driving around.
You've got to be kidding.
You just have to lift your plow.
She's already topping me.
Maybe.
Plowing, how come he didn't know that his coworker wasn't it?
$21 an hour.
Yeah, you're not crazy.
Thank you.
The young lady down there.
Oh, I'm just raising my hand for him. I'm gonna have him speak. It's his word. I'm raising my hand for him.
And,
All right.
my grandfather was road commissioner here for many, many years.
Yeah, and he was probably a good one.
And I understand that plowing in a storm like that.
Here and tell us.
Get him,
I
Eugene.
understand.
Get him. Get your popcorn ready.
How come why now? Gotta be. Where's the grader? Why isn't the grader out? This is Thursday of last week, I went on Shoe Pond with a triaxle wheeler and loaded, and I had to literally do 5 miles an hour because I was afraid I was gonna run over somebody. I followed the truck in. He was wasting his fucking time. He was plowing the sand in the ditch and doing nothing. The grader had to cut that down. That's the only way you're gonna do it. Why? We are the only town, any neighbor in town, that does not have a salt shed. Why don't we have a salt shed?
Well, if you want to help pay the taxes, we.
We pay enough taxes.
I thought we were the highest.
I'm talking about a salt shed.
Okay.
Carthage has a salt shed.
You got 200 people.
Strong. Every town has salt. It's gonna benefit.
Well, we do have a pile of salt and it's covered up with sand, I believe.
You need 30.
It is.
30
We
tons.
have
So you
salt.
can mix it in hot with the sand. You put it on the Weld Road, you put it on the Salem Road. You can use it on Main Street, you can use it on any tar road. You can't put it on the dirt roads, it'll wreck them. It will help your crew, it will save them time. It will save the town money in the long run.
Well, what's wrong with having the salt and sand all mixed and
It's
ready to go?
It's not
the same.
Load. You can't make it too hot, you'll wreck your dirt roads, wreck them.
All right.
So you have a salt shed. Every other town has one.
Well, I'm not the road commissioner, that's why I'm asking.
And I'm trying to help you.
He went to the class, he should know.
Well, thank you. Thank you for letting us know. That's, you know,
I
we
mean,
don't know
every
everything.
town has.
Let him keep going.
Why do you use greater? Why?
He's smarter.
Go back to school and learn that.
Nothing wrong with it.
The classes didn't cover salt?
Put the wing on. That should have been I done. know, but the man came in and I was busy training him. See, we've been running a two-man crew for quite a while.
understand,
I had
but-
to do two men's job, and that puts us
I've done three
behind.
men's job myself, but you self-employed.
You know what I'm talking about.
I do.
Every day.
You need retraining.
Did earlier today.
Wrong guy to bark at. Eugene's not the one to fuck with.
Okay, I'm gonna call on Donnie again. You have something to add?
Fucking grader ain't even ready.
Good job, Eugene.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, under the circumstances, and I'm not gonna get into the issue of when the plowing was done, et cetera. Well, people had to get around during the storm. As soon as you drive over that consistency of snow on asphalt, you're gonna create white ice. You come across it, I don't care what kind of plow you have, you're not gonna cut into that. Now, at one point, it's some days after the storm, I don't recall when it was, I did see the road grader going on Main Street. Just wait a minute, let me just continue and then you can go on. They did go down through with the grader, because Main Street was hellacious, you just bounce all around in my one-ton truck. And they weren't using the moldboard plow to cut into that, and it was cutting out that white ice. I call it white ice, it's the pack down, wet snow. Anyway, I just wanted to make that comment.
I have just a quick one. Go ahead, sir. So, in my opinion, this shows how you guys miscommunicate right from the get-go. When you walked in the door, that yellow pad went like flowing around to sign in who wanted to comment. Good idea, you said told him. You even went by the goddamn thing. You're just going mismatch everywhere.
I'm not running the meeting.
Well, this, I'm just saying, why the hell do we sign in to speak when you don't even move on? This is not a sign in to speak. This is simply a sign in to let us know who came.
That's not what you said.
It says public comment.
Read it.
It says public comment right on it.
And we want to cut education?
Multiple times tonight.
We can't even read already.
Alright, yeah, I'm done. I'll see you soon. I feel. If I wait to feel good, I'll be here all night.
My brain hurts.
I feel like I'm just obligated to keep recording now, and my hands hurt.
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Who signed the sheet? Who signed the public comment sheet?
Who has signed this comment sheet that has not spoken, hasn't had a chance to speak? You signed?
I signed it.
You signed?
I signed it.
I'll hold it.
I'm not pretty enough. I knew I should have worn my wig.
You should have put on your makeup.
Here, you want to hold that?
Yes, sir.
Oh, jeez. Oh my God. Feeling back to the arms.
Discriminatory.
Excuse me.
You're gonna go speak? Go speak, Curdy.
I want to have Kurt. Kurt's gonna be so
Okay,
aggressive.
Joyce, go right ahead.
Don't forget to speak loud, Kurt.
You guys hot too?
Oh, don't worry. I'm going to talk
I'm
about
dying.
Don't blame you.
Okay.
You can come in.
Anybody else out here who wants to
You're on Gray Hill.
It's hot in here though. Yeah, leave that door open for us. No, it's like.
True.
Use that bucket of salt that should be on our road.
Yes, and you should be. And the reason why, I know specifically why the plow truck was not up there is because he could not get by CMP's trucks.
He could have if they went to East Madrid Road that wasn't plowed out on Sunday. Well, they plowed like Saturday. What happened to Saturday? Did we miss that day?
They were eating and sleeping.
You know, I don't know exactly where you are on Gray Hill Road, but what I'm saying is.
Yeah, we'll back up 3-4 times.
Okay. Where was that? How long? And on Gray Hill too.
My memory chip in there.
No, you just can't get there from here.
Recorded every truck that went by on Main Street.
Oh, well, we were told that.
Right, yeah, I'm gonna sign that. I'll drive around looking through. I'll report back to the road commissioner.
You want to plow first?
Go to my windshield, I already did. Sorry to say that. I already plowed down the road.
Are these people that are reporting to the commissioner going to get paid? Or are they just supposed to do it for free?
Did you
All
sign
people
up?
on that
No.
list.
I did.
You did, go ahead, sir.
All right, step up.
I didn't get an answer.
And your name?
My name's Kurt Sills. I live on the Parlor Road. First off, I want to say this is awesome to see our whole town come together and actually speak. And
Amen.
Right now, on something. Super proud of my town right now. I live on the Parlin Road. I have a video camera that points right at the road from the end of my house.
Yep.
Last plow truck, and I've gone through all the footage. Last plow truck that went through my yard was at Friday at 3:30 during the storm. The next one that came through, town plow truck that came through my road, was on Tuesday afternoon at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And everything else on that road got plowed by public people. And I want to extremely express my deepest thanks for that. My wife makes work over it. If there was an emergency emergency, nobody would get help. I talked to many people on my road. I also talked to a sheriff down here when the semi truck, jackknifed in the middle of 142 and blocked it off.
Right.
I talked to the sheriff. The sheriff told me
Thank
that
you.
our roads were the worst that he had seen in the county. It was at the end of his shift during that storm. I talked to 4 different CMP guys. Stopped to thank them for their service. And I want to thank all of the plow guys that are here that do work for our town. Thank you. And thank them. And I talked to them and they said they've never seen anything like it. Anything like our roads. I have video evidence, photo evidence of just the difference in between the 142 and Salem. We're on 142, the Salem Phillips line, where it is literally, we have 4 or 5 inches of snow and Salem is completely clear. I have videos of the back roads of Salem. Back dirt roads, the Lee Road in Salem. If anybody knows where that is, I didn't until the other day when I was driving around. Who knows? And that road looks amazing. It looked better than 142 on our road. And I don't want to insult you, sir. I'm not coming at you personally. I don't know what the management issue is. I don't know what the logistical issue is, but there's clearly an issue. I've lived here for 7 years. I've never complained. I've never had an issue, but this was ridiculous. And it makes me concerned because there's people on my road that have medical conditions. There's people on my road that, are elderly. I have other people that I know, clients that I work for that are elderly, that they didn't get plowed out until Tuesday. And maybe...
Can I just add one thing? The other day, there was another crew from out of state that came to help CMP, and I stopped on my road, the Bowland Road, to thank each and every one of them. And they said, "Man, we don't know why we're on this road. What's the issue? There's nothing. There was a tree down this big by the Moody's. That was it. But my road didn't get plowed unless it was a private person that made one swipe down for 3 days."
Thanks,
And I'm
Dawn.
sorry to interrupt, but
Okay, well, I want to take just a second here to thank all of you guys with a plow truck that did come out and help plow out the town of Phillips. I do, I appreciate it. We thank you. Go ahead.
And the last thing I want to mention is, the one gentleman that was here earlier that ran away, he was talking about, stay off of Facebook or whatever. Well, we only have so many ways of communicating. Our town website is terrible, it's never updated. There should be some sort of when people are asking, when is my road gonna be plowed out? When is, just simple information that should be given and passed along to the public, whether it be through social media, whether it be through the website. It wasn't. There's no place of public forum when people are stuck in their driveways to come on and talk.
Right.
And the gentleman here, no offense to him, but to say that we rob our, I have 2 little boys I'm raising in this town, and I'm very proud of it. And to say that we rob our children of an education to plow our roads, I say we take the money away from the people that clearly can't do their jobs before we take it away from our children who have nothing to do with it.
That's words in my mouth.
Amen.
Good job, amen.
That's words in my mouth. There is utilities, maintenance, transportation. There's a lot of places we can look there, not education.
You
You
specifically said education. It's on recorded.
I have it recorded
On
so we can
video.
look back through it. Everything's on video, and I'll gladly share that with anybody.
Appreciate it.
Amen. Peace. God bless.
Okay, we've got a gentleman way back up there in the corner there. He just-
Yes, he literally said 40 times. It's all recorded.
Gotta speak
It's
up.
okay.
Chris.
So we had to hire the state to come in, and that was a hired, right? Do they come in for free, or do we pay them? It's not being paid?
Isn't that illegal?
We called them in to do the place up by the lake and
Right.
Excuse me, I just talked to the DOT, and they told me that when they call you, that you refuse to have them come in because they charge so much. That's what I just heard this afternoon from 2 different supervisors.
You're listening to fake news.
I know every time you guys talk.
I talked to the DOT. I talked to the DOT about this.
Go right up front.
I talked to, oh God, I can't.
So DOT shouldn't hire drunk drivers then?
Right,
I thought that was a prerequisite.
And then his boss.
Sure, I can
told
get the
me
job done.
That the reason why our town manager does not say come in and help is because it costs too much money. Because he said they charge an awful lot more than what we charge, we give to our people.
We called them.
absolutely.
I know he,
Okay, well, so you guys say they don't get paid. We all heard they do get paid. So, all right. Now, on the other hand, why are you? Sorry, I didn't mean to lose your attention there, sir.
Not important enough, I guess.
Yeah.
What they pay us already.
Right, so they have state road, but
I mean,
no, I
because
absolutely.
they give
do
us
not
a stipend for
Right.
doing their road.
You get paid?
Okay.
So,
Can we let the gentleman finish?
But there was no mention of that when talking with Tim.
I thought Chris
He
was
has another
talking.
question. Yeah, he has more to say. The guy
He
who
was in the
has
middle
floor
of a sentence.
has more to say.
Okay, so we hire the state to come in with a grader, correct? Do we own one?
Do we?
We did not hire them to come in.
Okay, they came
Okay,
in
the
free.
state
Okay, so you
payment.
didn't call them, but earlier you
Thank
said
you,
you
state
called them.
workers, for
Whatever.
free service.
Okay.
Isn't that illegal?
Do we own a grader? Does anybody qualified to run the grader? Honestly, tell me.
Yes.
I've seen the roads. You're not qualified to run the grader. I'm running for a
We're
living. Don't tell me that you
we're
don't.
not here for personal
Okay, I'm
issues.
not. I'm telling you.
Okay,
I'm asking,
now, if you'd
why
like to
do we
speak,
have
you've
to
got
call-
to be a gentleman and do it. We're not picking on people here. I don't pick on
Okay,
anybody, I
we're
think
not.
you do the same.
Well, you let people get right up there and yelling at all of us, so I figured it was same going back the other way. All right.
Right.
So
Isn't that what you
we
get
have a
paid to
grader.
do?
Why was that grader not used?
Well, we only got 3 guys and 4
Okay,
trucks.
I-
I'm a call in for the 4th truck.
Sir, I'm telling you, I've run grader and we know all about this. And only one person
Well,
puts in a cab.
come down here, I want you to sign this because we may need you this summer.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Come on, come on.
Yeah, it's sort of like when your plow truck put me into the freaking guardrail 2 years ago, and I went down to talk to him, and he blew me off. So thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much
Well,
it.
I'm asking for you.
Okay, so all right, so now we got some more questions. I got one for you.
And
This
we're
is gonna
asking
be-
for yours.
Okay, so when he was hired, he was qualified for the job, correct? Did he or did he not have a Class B license when he was hired for the job?
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
He was correct what? That he had
Then he
it?
had
Or,
a class B.
We had it for years.
Yes.
okay. Well, that's not what the townspeople were told.
No, he's had
They,
it. He had
okay,
his
so if
he
you
had
had
his
it,
own log truck.
all right.
So he went from class A.
So out of all the people, this has bothered me since this whole
Okay,
thing went
go
on.
ahead.
So I'm just gonna say, there were qualified people. Not saying that you're not qualified. I'm not trying to attack you personally, but there were people that were qualified that I know that applied for that job that were highly qualified for that job. And there is a conflict of interest. And I'm gonna face the elephant in the room, and I will say it when nobody else will.
Go ahead.
He's your son.
Absolutely, and I'm proud of it.
Okay, is that not a conflict of interest that he went
Absolutely
through?
not. I cannot give him any instructions. I cannot tell him what to do.
He's an appointed person, he's hired into that position, so you are in charge.
No, I am not. You look at the state statute, you will find out.
Don't manage
And you
it.
don't
You will
influence it
find
at all?
out I have no
You have
authority
zero
over the
influence?
public works. No, the select board has no authority over public works that comes directly under the town manager.
Oh, that makes me feel better.
Zero.
Okay,
she can do
going
her
on
job.
further, but let's get on with all the name calling the whole 9 yards. One more. So now the grader's coming, the grader will be out, I would take that you're gonna have to get these roads straight, these side roads, right? So you're gonna have to get this done. Is it gonna get done? And
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah, I do, but
I'm not trying
what
to
do we
be
do first? Do we
a
fill
jerk,
up
but-
the washouts first? Or do we grade the roads first?
Well, you gotta do washouts first before you grade a road, you fill in the hole.
Okay, so, all right, so we do the one, and that is the next project that the road commissioner's gonna do. He's gonna
You
do.
should have learned that in class.
Go ahead, ma'am.
So, how long have we been here? Who's taking
Yeah,
notes?
that was
We've been in
1
here an
hour.
hour and 15 minutes.
How many notes have you taken on what the public comment has happened tonight?
I'm going.
All right.
No, the road commissioner. This is all towards you. How many notes have you taken? I don't even see a pen in front of you. Are you on Facebook?
No, we have,
No, you told me, you just stated that you're not in charge of him and you're not directing him what to do, right?
Exactly.
So
Your
what
notes
we,
don't
the
apply.
people here are here, they wanna hear a resolution to all of this shit. And not one resolution has been spoken, only excuses. You need to stand up. If you want this job and you want to be part of this community and show people you care, and I know you do, and I know you guys do, stand up and fight for it. Like, show these people that you're going to give them back something. You just lost all your credibility in one day. Do you want any of it back, or do you want to sit there and be silent?
My work ethic has not changed.
I'm sure of it.
I've been here
Then
6
what do you
years.
want to do to fix it?
I've worked hard. We have had a communication problem.
For 6 years?
No,
Just ask them.
no, for a short amount of time.
Oh.
Okay. I was told that roads were passable and had been plowed, when in fact, there were roads that had not been plowed.
Can I ask you one thing while you're speaking?
I did not know that. If I
Own
had
your
known that-
mistakes. Come forward. It's all right.
Right.
And make it right.
Exactly. Just admit you were wrong and you're gonna do better.
Everybody messes up.
Just like, oh, we fucked up. We're gonna try to fix it. This is half.
We're all human.
Everyone's here to help you.
Had a week to prepare.
That's what we are about.
Mike, we want to be very careful because this is a personnel issue that we are getting into now. And we don't want to get into that because we can't discuss it.
Oh, but
So
we do.
We're working around that situation that the communication was not correct, okay?
That's your
We are
fault.
addressing that and we are going to take care of it. Now, knowing that we are looking at limited people to work, we do not want to just immediately force somebody out of a position. Okay? We're gonna resolve this. We're going to increase our communication and we will get this done better.
Oh my
Be
God.
careful who we put in our equipment though. Glenn and I know who got stuck and they had to take the plow off the truck.
Yes.
Obviously not much experience, I'm not gonna mention no names. I plowed that road. He had a 2.5 ton truck, I had a 3/4 ton truck. No experience.
Right. And again, well, and maybe no experience, but also the storm. With the,
I plowed the
heavy
snow thing with
And
a mountain of snow
Should
this
have been a
big.
bigger truck.
No, he didn't need a bigger truck. He needed, I had a smaller truck. You gotta know what you're doing. I mean, to protect our tax money, you can't just put anybody in that stuff, correct, Glenn?
That
I
is
mean,
true.
it'll cost us more money than you can even imagine.
And those are to the moment, to the moment, to the moment.
It's probably a little
Okay?
late.
And that now we're all talking about after the fact. To the moment, to the moment, to the moment, a hurry. And we're here to resolve that. And we are definitely willing and certainly able to do that.
And we're willing to listen to every single one of you people. If you have some better ideas than we do, we'll accept them. We want to do that. We want to do that.
In terms of EMS.
Speak